Hey, this is Mel from Melbooker Music, and I thought I would coattail on the latest Guitar World. The whole issue is on speed in your picking, and I thought I'd mention some things that may not be touched on all the time as far as picking goes, and as far as my picking goes. Sometimes people will ask, how do you work on speed and stuff? So I'll give you some pointers as far as what I do. For starters, I don't do all alternate picking. I started off way back in the day when I first got out in California trying to do all the Paul Gilbert licks. Never could get them right. It didn't happen. So I started looking at actually how I was picking and noticed that my picking was closer to maybe what Frank Gambale does, or like what was mentioned in one of the articles in the magazine Django would do. Sometimes when you do alternate picking, it falls into place and you can really get the pick moving and it sounds cool. For some people like myself, that doesn't happen. For me to reduce the amount of pick strokes that I had to use actually seemed to work for me a little bit better. So I ended up mixing up the two. So sometimes on certain lines I'll alternate. When I'm changing strings almost all the time, it's going to be a consecutive pick motion. So you hear that called a rest stroke, economy picking, whatever. I usually call it consecutive picking, but when I'm changing strings, usually I use the same pick motion. Not all the time, but a good majority of the time. And the biggest proponent of that I know of is Frank Gambale. I used to go to his clinics when I was younger and read a lot of the books, and so that seems to be the biggest proponent of this style that I know. So if you want to dig deep into that, you need to go check out Frank Gambale. But anyway, let me take a riff, and we'll just make them real symmetrical so the technique can be worked on. We'll play Dorian mixed with this blues note from your pentatonic scale right here off of E. So if we're playing pentatonic scale, and the two notes that we'd have from Dorian if we're playing it on the E, I'm going to add the blues note, so you have a good symmetrical lick that's the same thing on all three strings. So if you were to play that with just one pick motion, you would go, when you change strings, that is. Now what you want to do is the same thing as when you're doing sweep picking with arpeggios. You don't want to go pick, pick, and separate your right hand. So you don't want to go, it needs to be just, and then you can sequence these however you want to, but the idea is get that motion smooth from string to string when you're changing using the same consecutive motion, whether it's going down in the strings or up on the strings. So let me play this and mix them up a little bit and let you guys hear what I'm talking about. And I use this in conjunction with the arpeggios. If any of you guys seen the videos on the sweep picking, I'll use a lot of this type of picking, put an arpeggio in it so I can get this long flowing line, but I don't necessarily have all the... And if you really want to work on the alternate picking, there's a million guys, Petrucci, Paul Gilbert, I mean, you know, the list goes on and on, Yngwie. So just go check those guys out and work on that. I myself would not be the person to get just all alternate picking from, because that's not what I do. But for me, it helps to have a line that goes long and kind of flows somewhere if I put these techniques together. So in the middle of that last lick, somewhere I was doing this. Can you pull off? Another smooth way to come back. now I'm hammering these 3 notes and then doing the sweep. Some of those are messed up on, but you get the idea. So, once again, when you're changing strings, you use the same pick motion, and you got it. So. Let me switch to D major. Easy to mix in legato or picking sequences whenever you want to. So that's the technique. You guys practice on that, and we'll